Welcome to Stay Paid, your number one sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals, keep more clients, and live the life of freedom you're working towards. But that can only happen if you're willing to take action today. My name is Josh Dyke, Chief Marketing Officer here at Reminder Media, joined, as always, by Luke Acree, President of Reminder Media. And from the Acree Brothers Realty Team, founder and team lead, Stephen Acree. Our guest today is Olyvia Salyer. Olyvia is a standout luxury real estate professional whose journey took her from the fast pace of New York City to serving clients in coastal Virginia. With an extensive background in marketing, media, and personal branding, Olyvia brings a unique ability to craft compelling stories around the homes she represents, helping clients connect not just with a property, but with a lifestyle. Olyvia, welcome to Stay Paid.
Gosh, Josh, thank you. What an intro. I'm gonna have to have you send that to me so I can update my bio.
Yeah, that was
That was
ChatGPT.
fantastic.
Josh
I
didn't even
figured,
read it.
I
That
was
was the
like,
Hadrian
shout
AI
out,
of
shout
Josh. No.
Hey,
Uh,
if it does it better in less time, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
So
100%. I'm excited to have you on the show. For those listening, right, Olyvia just crushes. She's an incredible top producing agent. I've been following her on social since we connected back at BAM Mania in Vegas about a year
year
plus
ago.
ago, which is an amazing conference. And obviously, shout out to BAM. Love those people. But
Yeah.
you have been, everybody should go follow her on
Thank
Instagram,
you.
but the amount of deals that you are doing is blowing my mind. Like it is crazy. You are crushing it in this market, and everybody needs,
Thank you.
or everybody knows the frame that we're in right now. It's like one of the worst markets in history. It's been 3 years kind of downhill. People are struggling. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if this year it's 80% of agents haven't closed a deal because it's just wild
It's
out
rough.
there. And you
Yeah.
are excelling in this market. Can you give
Thank
people an
you.
idea of either your volume, transaction count, kind of frame up you and your whole operation and what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in the business about 8 years now, just crossed over into my 8th year. I am an individual agent, so I do not have a team. I am Olyvia Salyer, real estate, and that is my LLC. I run everything through my brokerage, Berkshire Hathaway. Technically, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, RW Town Realty, for the full, franchise name. But like you mentioned, before real estate, I was in marketing, and I was in marketing in New York City. So I'm gonna preface this with, I took my New York City hustle, brought it down to Williamsburg, Virginia, and it has served me well. But in terms of volume, I typically sell, last year I sold about 60 houses for 30 million in volume. This year I am on track to beat that, looking at hopefully closing the year, between 60 and 70. I'm trying to pass that 40 mil mark. We'll see if we make it happen. But
Amazing.
I'm grateful every day for what I get to do, and I really get to just help people. And I think that's the spirit that I bring to my business through everything that I do. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a new agent and you're not out there to do the work, you're not out there to help people in any way you can, not sure this is business for you. So that's
100%.
really the underlying basis for how I've built my foundation. But
I was watching a Tom Ferry video this morning, and he was speaking. I think it was a clip from his summit.
oh, I saw that one. Yeah.
Okay. He was basically saying, though, on this, he basically goes, hey, it's about relationships, about communicating with your people. And if you guys are thinking right now, I don't have time for this, I don't have time to call all my people, I don't want to talk to all my people. He goes, why are you in this business? Why are you in this business? That is what this business is. Yes.
That is what it is.
You got the New York City hustle and the Southern hospitality of Virginia to be nice and care about your clients. So I love it.
Well, I have another ace in the hole too. Growing up, my mother was a lady contractor. She built houses. She renovated houses.
Wow.
She is a nationally known designer. I was never going to get into houses. I was like, absolutely not. I'm leaving. I'm going to New York. Nope. And here I am today. But that knowledge, knowing about houses, knowing what luxury finishes is, and what creates value, that's really too another just like knowledge bucket that I was able to throw into my career right from the beginning.
So that's incredible. Do you leverage that, just on that train of thought? Do you leverage that in how you do your listing presentations, how you do your showings and stuff like that? Are you including that skill set in?
I am. And, even in my listing presentation, if we want to deep dive into that later, I do put a whole section on staging, design, presentation for the marketing, especially internet marketing. Pictures for the internet are different than pictures for advertisements like print ads, things like that. And, I have the eye for both. And so when we're staging a house, you have to think about, especially if it's a $2-3 million house, you want to be able to be prepared to have, luxury magazine ads and, viral Instagram videos. So, it is a thought process for both that her design, her staging advice brings to the table. And now I get to work hand in hand with her. I hire her as my stager. Some
That's
of these
awesome.
biggest properties that I got this year were fully staged. Her name is Catherine Salyer Design. If you want to follow her too, she's great. I get everything from her. Got to give her the shout out. But
Love that.
her expertise, I've been able to integrate into my business. But even if you don't have that, just become an expert on marketing design. It's there's so many resources. Follow this podcast. There's so many things that you can just learn. Have that growth mindset. That's really too a foundation of my career. I'm a sponge. I want to learn as much as I can to be best for my clients.
Yeah. And the key there is your ability to articulate it and communicate that value to the client within the presentation or within, the combo that you're having, is that you have the knowledge and then you can articulate, here is, like, even saying to a consumer, there's a difference between how you do an ad for social versus
Right.
print, immediately puts you in a position of authority, a
Right.
position of
Expertise.
competence. Exactly. And that's what people want, because the consumer wants advisory. Right.
Right.
So they want advisory, and that's what you're bringing to the table. Can you break down the 60 to 70 homes you'll sell this year, 40 million? Where's that deal flow coming from? How are you capturing that right now?
Absolutely. So I am a big Buffini fan. The very first book
Okay.
that was passed
Love
to
Brian.
me, love Brian. Watch his podcast every day. I mean, that's goals. Would love to be on that podcast. The very first real estate related content anyone handed me was his book, How to, Work by Referral, Live the Good Life. And so I, consumed that. Within a couple hours of being given it. And truly, it's just the basics, put that to the test. So throughout my entire career, that is how I grew my career. My first year in real estate, 2018, we weren't at the COVID craziness. It was a very even market here in Virginia where I'm at, lots of negotiation. And I just hit the ground running. It's about relationships. It's about building rapport. It's about showcasing yourself as that expert. And so I started a year-long pop-by schedule even then to be able to reach out to people, get some FaceTime with people, position myself as an expert. And so many of my clients come from my referral program. And that's me, like, for example, and I can even go grab one really quickly. I'm about to pass out beautiful tiny little pumpkins, and the card says, I thank you for helping my business grow. I love a cute little, like, double entendre, whatever. Thank you for helping my business grow. The best compliment that you could ever give me is a referral. Let me know, please give me referrals, let your friends and family know. And I'm passing out 75 to my top past clients.
Wow.
And, I've already got about 50 done. I do have help with that. My amazing, like, ride or die assistant slash licensed agent who helps me do some stuff. She helps me pass them out. But again, like, I get a text from every single one of those clients being like, oh my God, this is so cute. I do have a friend who wants to buy, or I gave your name out to my neighbor. They're thinking about next year. And so, even if I don't get to see them too, take a picture of you dropping it in their mailbox on their front door and text it to them. Right.
Oh,
And
that's
say,
genius. Yeah, that's
say,
great.
hey, just thinking of you, happy fall. And the message is in the card on the pumpkin, which is much better received through gift. And you have to do the direct ask. You must ask for referrals or you won't get them.
Preach it, Olivia.
You
I
must
hate
ask.
these people out there that
Yeah.
say you can just do good service and get
No.
referrals. It's like,
Hey, you know what you
it
could
doesn't
do?
work that way.
If you liked my business, please refer me. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell your coworkers. Hey, that's how I get more clients. That's the best thing you could do for my business. Please
Yes.
give my name out. And so I do that, 6 to 8 times a year. I can run through really quickly what I do for each one, but it leads up to December. And I live in the most adorable Hallmark town, Williamsburg, Virginia. If you've never been here on a class trip to learn about history, you should come down. It's adorable here. We have a very robust chamber of commerce, which I am a part of. If you're not a part of your local chamber of commerce as a realtor, you should get involved. I really recommend it. That's been a huge source of leads and referrals and networking for me as well. But
Ask you on that Chamber of Commerce, because I just talked to Noah Kessler, who's an agent on our team, about this concept. And I said, his sphere, he hasn't grown, right? And he doesn't do any activities. Like his church is really the only place that he could maybe start leveraging his sphere. And I said, you should go to the Chamber of Commerce. I literally, this was the past week, but I wasn't sure myself because quite frankly, I haven't done it. Like how does it work for you with the Chamber of Commerce? Like how have you used it to network? Like what did that look like?
So our Chamber of Commerce is pretty robust. I think it's about 900 businesses in the direct, and it's called the Historic Triangle. That's Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown.
Okay.
Now it's called the Greater Williamsburg Chamber. They essentially, the way a chamber operates is they create opportunities for businesses to connect, often through events. And so there are advertising opportunities at these events. And so the big one that I'm about to talk about is my Chamber of Commerce literally puts on our Christmas parade every year. And it is like 160 floats, 30,000 people come to this. It is like a big deal. And, like Santa turns the corner in a huge semi truck and it's like a whole deal. It's great. It's really fun. It's family friendly, but also like it's fun for all the ages. So I lucked in, and this is like my final, we'll roll back around at the chamber, but I lucked into my house being a excellent position for client events, meetings. I'm currently in my office at my home. That's where I bring clients. It is downtown next to Colonial Williamsburg.
That's
so
great.
Like all of those things kind of come together in terms of marketing and positioning me as an expert in this area. But what I do is I corral my front yard, and it is the very first house on the parade route. And so I throw a huge party. All of my clients come in, they can set up.
Yeah,
they can
such
sit.
a good idea.
They have a safe space for the kids because I have the little fence up. The parents aren't worried about the kids running into the street. We've got prime frontage for watching the parade. But, I can't just take, I want to give as well. And so we get 2 years ago, I came to the Chamber of Commerce. Again, they throw the parade. I was like, I need to give back. This is such a huge source of leads for me every year, such a huge source of advertising. I want to be a part of the parade. And so I went to her name is Lauren, VP of the Chamber. And so find your VP too. Talk to them, find a unique way that you can give back that also connects to your business. So if you don't have a parade, maybe there is a fall festival. Maybe there's something very community-based. That's where I would get involved with the chamber. And
That's awesome.
I went to them. I'm now the merriment sponsor of the parade. And, it's not a huge spend, but I spent, $1,500-$1,600 a year to be that position, but they gave me my own title sponsorship. And I'm not the top one, but I have my own, and I wanted to be like parade start sponsor, but that we didn't want to take away from the ribbon cutting of the parade, which is a whole moment.
Gotcha.
And so I made my own, right? And, not only that, but the chamber asked me to be on the parade committee to plan the actual parade and to leverage my network to help more people get involved with that, to help it run smoother. Obviously, my house, because it's the start of the parade, all of the floats line up on the side of my house. So I can then use my house to give support, storage, bathroom while they're setting up, things like that in addition to this party.
And all those other people that are helping you plan the parade, that are part of it, now they're meeting you, they're getting
meeting
to know
me, right?
you.
They see me. I use my real estate email for all parade activities. They see what I'm doing, but we're not talking about real estate. So that is subliminal. Like, look at this top realtor giving back in this way.
Yes.
It's something that the community loves so much. And so, and everybody, again, all ships rise with the tide. Everybody benefits, right?
Yep.
And so, yes, there is a monetary spend, but man, what I get for that is huge. So my Buffini setup for referrals throughout the year ends at this parade party. And so all of my clients come year over year. It's been growing every year. I've got a title company who comes in and they run the hot cider bar. And so
That's
for the
sick.
parents, you got any of the beverages you might want to add to that cider, or have a little nip. But also for the kids, we do a full candy bar, right? And so they run that. I have a radio show, so I do a local 7-minute segment with the local radio. But that also came from the chamber. When I joined the Chamber of Commerce, they give you a quick radio shout out at the local radio station. Well, guess what? I developed a relationship there. They didn't have a realtor speaking about real estate in Williamsburg, Virginia. I was like, well, what does that look like? Okay, I could do a 7-minute segment each week to give you guys local updates. So then that happened from the chamber.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Stephen, do you have a relationship with the local Chamber of Commerce there in Lynchburg?
I don't have a relationship with them. I did do it 1 year, but it was like 5 years ago. And I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, we need to look into that again because that is brilliant. Especially the radio connection too.
Oh
is
my
such
gosh.
a good.
Well, and I sat down in the radio and it was great. And now I have Instagram content too, because I record the radio segments I do. And then the radio station for free DJs my Christmas parade.
That's sick. So you do 6 to 8 pop-bys a year. How many people are you doing the pop-by for? Like, how big is that database or doors you're knocking or
so
outs?
Minimum 40 to 50. That's my
nice.
top line. And that's direct from Buffini. Keep your rate all your past clients, A, B, C, D. Your A's, get your regular pop-bys. And it is what it's supposed to be is a reminder. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. Olyvia Salyer is a real estate agent. Anybody needs real estate, right? But it's something thoughtful. It's not just, hey, give me leads. I don't, care about you. I just give, like you need to be giving to receive. And so, start of the year, I actually start the year off. I'm a big fan of handwritten notes as well. Start the year off with a direct call to action in January. Top 50 past clients. Thank you so much, for supporting my business. Please let me know in this new year if you know of anyone looking to buy or sell. I would love to help them the same way I've helped you. Send those out. Want them to land first week of January. Going into February, tie into super easy events. Obviously, we've got Valentine's Day. So, I send out just like a cute little 2-3 candy Valentine's Day gift, 50, 60 people, drop them off in mailbox on the front door. I do not knock on the door. Post-COVID, I don't do door knocking or cold calling. In my area, that is not something that's really received well. People want their time. They don't want to be bothered. I don't like people to knock on my door if I'm not like ready to receive them. And so, just drop and go, take a text picture, say, hey, thinking of you, left you a little something. It's about getting the conversation going. Hey, February, anyone gearing up to spring? But, and the note says something like, my clients are the heart of my business, right? Let me know if I can help any of your friends and family sell or buy this year. And then
that's interesting how you don't even majority of the people you would say you don't even talk to when you're doing the pop-by. That's a key point for people to take away is I think many people are scared of the pop-by because they don't know how to approach the door or they don't want the awkwardness. And you're saying, hey, drop and go, take a picture.
It makes it a lot faster to drop them too, because if you're caught up in 10, 15-minute conversations,
drop them on the front porch or the mailbox or
front porch or mailbox depends on the weather. There's a lot of newspaper boxes where I live. That's a safer option. Again, if it's somebody that might have somebody selling soon or that you want to do a direct connection to, just text them a picture of it. Be like, hey, thinking of you, don't miss this. Something like that. It takes 3 seconds. Every
Okay.
single pop-by I do, I get at least 5 to 7 leads every single time.
Wow. That
Every
is
single time.
That's out of
insane. All right, Steve, we're starting
It's
to do Popeyes.
relationships.
that is
Yeah.
That's funny
crazy.
because we do 4 client events
Yep.
a year. We do obviously our magazine going out. We
Yeah.
do,
And I
phone
do the magazine
calls.
too. It's a great way to stay relevant. I think I do yours quarterly, I think, or
Yep.
6 times a year. And so again, I mean, we can get into the magazine separately. That's another layer of my business. But
But we're not
um,
doing the
yeah.
Popeyes. We need to add that
And
to the
don't spend a
list.
lot of money. I try to keep it below $5 per pop by.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's the
I
goal.
just love
And
that
so
you pick the top 50 people because it's so doable.
those are more impactful. And the way that you choose your top 50, are these people who have given you a referral in the past? Absolutely put them on the list,
Yep.
right? Those are the people who deserve to get the gifts. Those are the people who do want to shout your business from the rooftops,
Yep.
right? And then, is it a new client? All of my new clients throughout the year get a pop by as soon as they close. I want to keep fresh in mind, hey, still your realtor, hope everything's good, right? Want to get them primed to be giving me referrals. And so, then pick and choose. Haven't heard from somebody in 2-3 years, off the list.
And these
Haven't
Popeyes, did you say they're every month or how
No,
often?
so it's really 4 to 8 a year, depending on my year. I think monthly is a little too much.
Okay.
You don't want to get into the, oh, here she is again, right? I think every 2 to 3 months is appropriate. Taking breaks where you need. So I do Valentine's Day, then I hit the end of March, and this I do every year with Girl Scouts. So Girl Scout cookies, I
Oh,
do spend
smart.
a little bit more, but we have a local scout here who I support their, mission and buy probably 80 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And
And you give out 30.
and
Yeah, and you give out 30.
it's not a lie. I probably eat at least 5. It's fine. We build that in. We build that in. It's a tax write-off, y'all. Okay, it's fine. But we put a little card again on the Girl Scout cookie box that says it's something about, hold on, I have to pull it up. It's like it's about cookies and how it crumbles. One second. I'm just going to read it to you. Girls.
I love that too, though, because you're supporting a local.
Well, and
Girl
I try,
Scout
yeah, I want to
troop,
support local,
and
right? I want
right,
to
yeah.
give back.
That's
in
what
any
you
way that I
find with
can.
all the top producers. That's what it is. They naturally build relationships with the people in the community. And it's not just this relationship of business. It's like you're giving to them. If you want more referrals, ask yourself, how many people have you referred business to this year? Like that
Right.
is a great gut check for everybody. How much have you given of business to somebody else? How many referrals have you given for somebody? And I mean, it's like karma. It's like what you put out
Yeah.
there, you're going to get back. And you find
are.
that the greatest top producers are ones that they refer a ton. They connect. They're just connectors. They influence, they give, and then they just get it in referrals.
Right. And so this card, it says, no matter how the cookie crumbles, your referrals are the best part of my business. Right? It's cute, right? So that gets a
It's
little
great.
giggle. It's a little corny, but not too corny. And you're like,
Yep.
heck yeah, cookies. So that one, we go out to 50, 60, sometimes maybe 70. I do actually give that one to my servicers. So just relevant, like home inspectors, I have a Rolodex of any possible contractor you may need. So like my go-to painter, give them a box too, because that does, I give them business, they give me business, right?
That's so good.
A lot of times painters, movers, those people are in the home getting, your proactive seller ready for market before they've talked to a real estate agent. Hey, have you talked to realtors yet? I work with this realtor. You should call her. My my best cleaner has given me like 5 referrals this year. And I mean, like I get her to do a deep clean at all my listings. So she's getting business, but she's in these people's homes, these luxury properties as they're getting ready to sell. And she'll pull up my little Instagram video while she's cleaning their house and say, call her. Right. And so she gets some cookies.
Yeah. Okay. So this is amazing.
Anyway.
So I'm just curious, like, all right. So, 60
so
transactions. How are you doing the Popeyes, doing the client events, Dude, and you're a solo agent. I think you mentioned you have an
So
assistant.
yeah, so I kind of have 2, 3 people that help with my business. We could call them assistants. We could
Okay.
call them whatever they want to get called. So my licensed agent assistant, let's call her. She's Jen. She's awesome. She also does her own business, but she doesn't want to do the production level. She doesn't want to do like the hustle of a full-time agent, and so she helps me prep the pop-bys. She's the one who helps me like make them pretty, print the tag, put it on there. She helps me deliver them. And so I do still try. I mean, I love to do these deliveries, so I do still try to deliver, but I'd say half and half. She does them for me. She's out delivering
Hmm.
pumpkins right now. And so, she also helps with like lockbox pickup, signs, holding open houses, doing a lot of those things. Sometimes if I'm out of town or double booked, she'll show
Is she like a
properties.
salary employee for you, or are you
She's
paying her
not, so
commission
hourly.
on? Okay,
Yeah, so
hourly. Okay.
hourly. And then I actually have another hourly transaction coordinator. So
Okay.
my least favorite part of my job is prepping the contracts. Hate doing that. So she now knows how to write a contract in a way that I would like it written, both listing and selling. And so I'll get her to do the full prep. So then when I get back to my desk, all I have to do is, go through, review, make sure it's fine, send to client, talk to client. I use my people and AI any way I can to keep me as the client facing person. My clients do not speak to anyone but me, and
Mm.
they are reassured by that. They want the concierge service. They want the white glove treatment. And that's what keeps them strong. That's what keeps them clients for life. That's what keeps them giving my name out. So that's kind of how I structure things. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I do wake up most mornings, especially in like fall, spring, around 5 or 6 a.m. And so
Nice.
wake up early. If you haven't read it, The 5 a.m. Club, great book, will change your thinking about how to seize the day. And, I get up, I have a morning routine, I get highly caffeinated, and then I go after it. And, and so, I like to get all my documents, all my paperwork out of the way in the morning before any other agent's awake. And it's just this reassuring of your expertise to the client at every step of the way. If they get an email from me at 6:20 a.m. about all of the things that we talked about, yesterday afternoon, that's before they can ask again.
That's
You need to be
such a Olivia, that's
proactive.
such a golden nugget that most
Yeah.
people think isn't as important as it is.
No.
Is like I always tell my agents that actually send out. I know this sounds weird, but like I would send clients a text at 5 a.m., 5:30 in the
Yeah.
morning, because
Early.
says that you're disciplined. It says that you're on top of
You're
things,
after it.
you're doing what you
Yep.
said you were going to do. And you're doing it early. And then what you said too, of getting that off your chest, like getting the weight off your
Yeah.
shoulders, it sets you up for such success throughout the day.
Every single day. Yeah. And with real estate, I think the biggest comments I get back are, how do you stay on top of it? I'm getting hit from all sides. The negotiations are going haywire. Well, if you start your the morning routine is essential. If you start your morning, get all that paperwork off your plate, get ready for the day, you're being strategic, you're being proactive. And then you get that haywire, crazy structural issue that's coming on the inspection report. You can focus, you can nail it. You can be your best negotiation tool for your clients. And so, those are the things that take time. Those are the things that take focus throughout the day that you need to be present for. You can't be dealing with some like price for change reduction or, piddly paperwork stuff while you're trying to focus on that. And so also what it tells other agents in your market is that you are organized, and that sets you up too for success in negotiation. And so, all my agents, like I love to hit all of the other agents in this market back at 5 a.m. I really do.
That's so
I really
great.
do. And y'all, like with the technology we have, you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to do that. If you've got
You
an
don't.
iPhone, you can send later, 5:20 a.m., maybe
Mm.
5:21 to make it look like, you're up and actually
Yeah, exactly.
working. again, right? Send later, do that. Sometimes if I've like got the energy, and like a lot of this is about motivation, like when you feel primed to, the pump is primed, like let's get the work done. Sometimes that's at 9 o'clock at night for me, and I'll just get that done. I'm not sending that stuff at 9 though, because I like to have healthy boundaries with my clients. So I will send early morning, I will send daytime texts, but I will not respond to anything after 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., excuse me. And
I was like, wow, you're
goodness,
killing it after
goodness
9
gracious.
a.m. Then you got
I need more coffee. 9 p.m. Yeah, I only work for 5 to 9. That's the secret sauce. No, y'all. 9 p.m. Sorry. After 9 p.m., we're not texting. What we're setting here is the tone to also give me a good wind down at the end of the day so that I can get good sleep. I don't want to have major issue at 9:30 p.m. come through, stress me out. Can't do anything about it till the morning anyway. So, like we shut down 9-ish p.m. And I say
Well,
that
how
because,
are you using AI?
yeah, to do
Um,
that.
yeah, to help you in, because you have the 2 hourly, which is awesome.
Yeah.
How are you finding AI right now to help you from a efficiency standpoint?
So that's really all of my other stuff is AI. I use ChatGPT daily. It is on the phone. It is on my laptop. I use it instead of Google. I have it proofread like literally anything, any marketing materials I make, it proofreads. I stole this from another really top agent in the Berkshire network. And I can give you her info for the link for the podcast. Her name is Allison. She went through and actually made responses to regular emails that she gets. So she has a database of click and paste responses made by AI that are fantastic. And so I did the same thing, and I basically like inspection response. Boom. Don't even have to use two brain cells. You've got it ready. And things like next steps after contract, what
That's
to
so
do,
good.
like the email follow up after an initial first consult with buyer or seller, like all of these things that anything that's repetitive, I now use AI for. And so to the extent that I can. So I've got that database. Instead of spending 15 minutes now on typing that next steps email, I copy paste, tweak it, 2 minutes out the door, moving on. Right. And so that's how I'm able to take this volume of clients, volume of responses. I do the same thing now too for my reminders. I've got an AI reminder on everything, and I use a couple different tools. I'm getting into, man, I just forgot the CRM.
A Bold Trail?
Yes, Bold Trail. I'm getting much more into Bold Trail this year just to help
Because
me with
I think Berkshire
automations.
uses Bold Trail.
Berkshire uses Bold Trail. So, but it's a good one as well. And so this is coming from somebody who previously just had like everything on a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
how big is your database? I'm just curious how many people are in there that you say you actively manage in essence,
probably
like
about 500.
500. Yeah, see,
500.
that's
And so that's
ladies,
every single.
gentlemen, wake up. It's not 10,000. Obviously I think you should have as many people as you actively can and manage,
Right.
but 500, she's doing 40
500.
million with 500 people. It's
500
insane.
people. And again, like Williamsburg is a small town, but I sell Richmond, Virginia. I sell Virginia Beach. I sell a lot of like rural waterfront horse properties. And that's like all over the place. And so,
Well, that one property you had, people, I mean,
yeah.
right there, what was it, on the river or something like that?
It was on the York River. It was a phenomenal sale. Ultra
I wanted to
modern,
buy it.
7,000. I wanted to buy it too,
It was
Lou.
over me though, man.
Ugh.
That was just like,
I
whoa.
need a couple
Oh,
more years selling
yeah.
$40 million worth of volume to buy that house. Unfortunately, it
That
was
was like,
$3 million.
I thought you did great marketing on that
Thank you.
though. The video listing video was
So
fantastic. What you
that's
did
the
on that
other
was awesome.
piece. So now
Yeah.
we've kind of talked about, my pop-bys, the other things I do, American flags for 4th of July, just really quick, Thanksgiving, handwritten thank you note. Do not ask for referrals on Thanksgiving. You're just grateful. You're just grateful.
Mm,
Send a thank you note.
nice.
And then, as you heard, I end my year with the party, and that primes my pump again to go into the new year. All of my clients have seen me. 150 people come to that party. So I get to face for 5 minutes each with all these clients. I'm doing something for them that primes the pump. That's where probably 90% of my business comes from. Right.
Wow.
Just that. just that.
Hmm.
But the other 10% we back up with marketing. So you've seen some on my Instagram. If you guys haven't, my name's spelled weird. It's Olyvia with a Y, Olyvia. Go follow me, see some of the stuff that I'm doing. But I really upped my video game this year, and really, like, actually, I got to give the BAM guys props for this. Going to BAM Mania last year in Vegas, like, I was seeing what some other people were doing. I was like, I need to get on this. Like, I need to do more video. But the social media that I do just reinforces the pop-bys. All of
Yes.
my clients follow me. Anytime I get a new client, Facebook friend. Anytime I meet a new agent, Facebook friends. Anytime I'm meeting somebody at a chamber event, Facebook friend them. You know, like, get them into that network. It's just a whole nother touch point, and it's free, y'all. It's free. You know, and so, and I mean, like, I have over 5,000 Facebook friends now, and I am now an approved page, but this has just been years of just like regularly Facebook friending people. And now they see all my stuff recently. Like, and you see it, Luke, you saw what
Yep.
I posted yesterday. So
Yeah.
what he referred to at the beginning of this podcast, every single month, I show the deals that I have in progress. This month, it is 20 transactions.
It's insane.
It's insane, but like, that's 8 years of just steady, consistent growth, doing all the things that I've discussed. And then
And people want to work with the best. I just want to make
They
sure
do.
everybody understands the psychology.
I
It's
hate
like
the humble brag,
bragging, but you have to do
Gotta
it
do
because
it.
buyers want to buy. I do. I want to go to a financial advisor who
Yeah.
is crushing it in the market. I want to know they're crushing it for their clients. I don't want to go to a financial advisor
It's
that's
like
not
2
crushing
sales.
it.
No, yeah, no, you don't want that. And so you have to advertise it for yourself. And it is slightly uncomfortable because I don't want to do that. And like, I have gotten some comments from agents in this market. Oh, wow, you really just like putting it all out there, aren't you? And I'm like, yes, I am. Guess how it's coming back around. I'm getting it over you. But you
Yes.
know, it's something that you need to do. So if you
That's
can
that
get
New York hustle that just came out of you right there.
pretty
That's
much.
what that is.
I have been told that I have a hard edge, and it's fine.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, you are. What's interesting is like all the strategies you're talking about. It's not like,
It's not rocket science, y'all.
yeah,
Just
it's not
do
rocket.
it.
It's not like it's some earth shattering thing that's been done. But you are an executor
Right.
Yeah.
at the nth degree. It is amazing.
And
Like
it's
your
not hard to
execution.
do. You
Yeah.
just get into. You have to get in. It's a grind. But it now, year over year, you know, like I said, I'm in my 8th year of doing the same things. It's
It's a
easy.
process.
It
Yeah.
takes me 1/3 less time. I now have AI. I have ChatGPT to like do the things that take longer time. You know, all of my going back to AI. You know, like, I do a custom listing appointment presentation now for every single client, which just blows people out of the water because it's their house specific. It's beautiful. I use Gamma.
Steven, this is what I was just
I use
talking about.
Gamma.
Yeah, that is
It's
sick.
super easy. It takes,
Yeah.
y'all, it takes 20 minutes. It's less time than when I would just pull the comps before.
But you're literally, let me make sure I'm understanding what you're doing. You're using
Yeah.
AI to help you craft basically a presentation for that
Yes.
specific property, that specific profile of person, right? That seller. You go to Gamma and have it basically take what you got in AI to craft a presentation.
You can plop data. You can plop, you know,
That right there is worth the whole episode to you guys.
right there.
Listening to this.
Gamma app, check it out, try it out. I gave it a prompt that was like, I need a 5-page presentation for this property through the MLS data and through the pictures in, you know, uploaded 30 seconds. And I need you to take a step-by-step process through why staging this house is important to get the highest price. And it threw it out in 5 minutes. And I tweaked a couple of things, but I was like, damn, this is even better than I could have written, right? Like, Brent,
well, we
thank
just
you.
had Olyvia. We just had Jason Fleury on. He's out of California, Rockland, California. His episode hasn't come out yet. Maybe it will have by this time. But he is doing similar stuff. But he also is asking AI, who is the ideal buyer for this property, he gives it the address, and it is. He says he's been 100. AI has been 100% on predicting basically the type of buyer that's going to buy the property, and then of course he uses that in the language. And Steven and I were talking after the show that it's not as much about, yes, that is helpful and that's going to help you craft your marketing. It's about the impression you're giving to that
To the
seller when
you're the
you
expert.
show up.
You
Yes, when
know.
you show up and you give them that info.
You've thought about this.
Yes.
You know it. You've done the research. Well,
And we're in a gold rush right now because soon AI, everybody will be astute to, wait a second, you didn't really do that work. And
well,
but right
You didn't
now,
write that intro.
it's
and
a
now,
gold rush.
I was
It's
going
a
to say
gold
that
rush.
was a really good intro,
Yeah,
Josh. Really, really good. I still do want it. I want it by text. Text that to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to not use it. It's best. You're going to use what's best, right?
Yes.
And so even if that is AI, we are in a gold rush. The agents who are using it now are going to be leagues ahead by the time everybody adopts it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
really good
capturing
friends
market
with
share.
Rajiv. I've been on his podcast.
Yeah, I love Rajiv.
If
Yeah, I
you're
just
not
spoke
following
with him at
Rajiv,
Next Home.
you need to follow him. He is so far ahead than anyone else in this
Yeah,
space.
we're going to
especially
have him
real
on the
estate.
podcast here
Yeah.
soon. But he's a master at AI, and obviously he's helping
Yeah.
Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices kind of.
And well, you gotta,
And he's
you know,
local to us because he's
Berkshire.
Fox and Roach here, and we're
Yeah,
in
you're
Philly,
close
right?
by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's local to
So,
us.
well, and I would just say too, this stuff, the other ways I use AI, I do. So my background my major was psychology. So everything I do too kind of has that frame of reference. Like, okay, think through this. What's the strategy? What's going to be the negotiation on this home? Who is going to be the buyer for this home? This seller has particularities. Like, how am I going to work around that? I use AI to do that. I also use AI as my coach. I do like a prep call with my AI before a difficult listing appointment. I'll give it the address. I'll give it all the information I have about the house. Again, you just like upload the stuff and I make a folder in my chat GPT for every house.
Are you doing prompting or are you doing voice mode when you're
both.
asking it to coach you? Okay. Yeah.
Both.
I have found voice mode is
voice
so
mode
much
is
more
my
effective for
favorite.
me because I just
You're talking to it.
Yeah.
You're really talking to it. So I go on voice mode, and sometimes I do this in the car. Like, I am driving so much. I do this in the car. Hey, chat, I'm driving to this address. They already have files. That's why I put like literally everything I have about a house into a file at Chat GPT, because then it knows it's got it all right there in that file. And so I go to the file and then I ask it, hey, I'm worried about these 5 specific things with this seller about this property. Ask me questions, quiz me, tell me, let's go back and forth in a scenario about listing this property and ask me every possible negative thing that they could ask me. And then I've already prepped. So then by the time I walk in, cool, calm,
it's a breeze. Yeah.
Already answered those questions, already did it.
And
so
if you're not familiar with
agent,
what she's talking about on OpenAI, like ChatGPT, and I know Jim and I and them have the same thing, but we use OpenAI here, ChatGPT. You can create a project and upload all your files to that specific project. So for like me, I'll do it for like my one-on-ones. Like I have a senior VP of corporate sales. When we have our one-on-one, all of my one-on-one transcripts go in there from recordings, all of the stuff we talk about. And then I can just ask it, hey, remind me what we talked about a month ago. Remind me, this, hey, where did I go wrong in this one-on-one? It's like create projects for the little things you're doing, create it for the house. And it's such a good, such a good resource for you. And then you can reference back to it.
Do you use Plod Note pen?
No.
Okay. So you guys need to start using this. One sec. It is here. Giving people Plod Note pen. It is a wearable. It's a tiny wearable. I now wear this on every single appointment that I go on.
This is what you need, Steve. Yeah. This is great.
You need this. It's about $150. It will transcribe your meeting notes for you and give it to you and then give you a summary of the meeting notes. And what I do is I take every single note, every single conversation I have, and I put it into my Chat GPT folder.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm so efficient.
This is where it's headed, though. This is where it's headed.
They're not connected yet, but they will be. And so this is truly like, we're just building the processes that we're going to have, on our phones naturally.
Well, that's why they hire Johnny Ives or whatever is to create the wearable device that basically
and then
your whole life is documented. Yeah. Your whole life is documented.
Unfortunately, it's uncomfortable, but like you need to just like either get on the train or I don't know what to tell you, go hide out in a cabin.
Get run over by it.
Our lives are now going to be they're going to be documented. I hate to say it. So either jump on and get ahead or don't.
Yeah.
But so
This has been amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
Olivia.
and so
Thank you.
Plod note that this is where a lot of my efficiencies come from. Now, I do want to like say a note. Sometimes which state, depending on your state, you might want to say, hey, I have an AI assistant. I'm just going to have this take notes, or preface it, or don't. I don't care what you do. Just get those notes. You can also do it with phone calls. And so let's say you have a really difficult phone call coming up and you need to recommend a reduction. Use ChatGPT to play that out with you. Have your phone calls with this. Maybe it's a really difficult client. Record them with Plod Note, and then it will be able to give you real-time advice of like, hey, for this particular client, I would recommend taking this approach, saying these kind of words that then will get them to be open to your expertise and advice.
Yeah.
absolutely
Get out of
awesome.
here.
We could talk about that all day. Olivia, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's so
Yes,
good.
y'all.
Before we close out, let people know how they can connect with you.
Yes, please. Everything is at Olyvia Salyer, Olyvia Salyer. Instagram, Facebook. Please connect with me. Also, my website, oliviasalyer.realestate. I'm available for your referrals. I'm available just to help. I love helping people get better at their business. So give me a call anytime.
This has been awesome. Thank you again. And thank you all so much for listening. You can get those links and everything mentioned in the show notes, as well as all of our episodes at staypaidpodcast.com. If you enjoyed this episode and want to show your support, go to youtube.com/remindermedia. Give this episode a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you want to get hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram as well. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Josh Dyke.
Guys, I'm Luke Acree. Easily a top 10 episode of the year. That was just phenomenal. Olivia,
thank you guys. That was
of all
fun.
time, probably. Seriously. So practical. There's just so many takeaways. I would tell you, go get the Plod pen. I'm going to get one because that's gold. That's what I need.
I should get a referral from that.
Yeah, you really should. You should start an affiliate deal or something like that. But here's my action item for everybody listening to this. If you realize like referrals are the name of the game, and every top producer is going to tell you that, but where people fall down is they don't do the activity that actually produces a referral, and they don't ask. And so what I want to challenge you to do as your action item is consider doing a pop-by. And if you're not brave enough to do a pop-by, literally just do a text message or a phone call. But my ask of you is to ask them for a referral. Is to ask them that the greatest compliment is to receive a referral. Don't listen to these people that make fun of that out there in the industry. They're not doing any business. The people who do business, they know you have to be intentional. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers in every business is top producers take action. Take action on that today.